Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of my podcast, the Bass Solo Podcast. And the podcast where I talk about bass, playing bass, practicing bass, and bass gear, and maybe other hopefully music related stuff that's going on. Yeah, fourth episode, did the first month, pretty happy about it, but a couple of days late. Gonna talk about that soon, why I am a couple of days late, and maybe the reason why I won't be playing as much this episode, for good or bad, I don't know, depends on you, the listener. But first of all, I'd like to say, if you're listening on Spotify, you can also find my cover videos and other music related stuff and this podcast on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, you can find this podcast at least on Spotify also. So please come by, leave a like, leave a comment, I don't know, stuff like that. Cool stuff. But so let's get started. It's Thursday afternoon while I'm recording this, and I usually settle on the trying to get these out on Monday, maybe Tuesday. So I had a little bit of an interesting thing going on this past weekend. On Sunday evening, had this sharp pain on my lower back. Got a real bad, I don't know all the terms in English, but I think a really bad, like a muscle cramp, lower back muscle, a cramp. They got all really painful and all the fun stuff like that. And it started affecting my sitting and walking. So by Monday morning, had to get a little bit of a muscle relaxant. Needed to get some medication to get it to open up a little, because I wasn't able to properly walk. There was a lot of pain, but I don't know yet if it's anything more serious than that. Probably not, but it just affected a really awful area. So conclusion, feeling a lot better now, Thursday. So today has been the first day that I've been doing some practicing. I didn't play really at all. Well, obviously Monday, Tuesday, little bit of trying the instrument on Wednesday, and today, Thursday, been able to get my practice on a little bit, still taking it quite lightly, trying to just be chill, be careful with what I'm doing. But not really like, there might be questions about the like medical side and am I okay? I think I'm gonna be okay. And that's a talk for another time, and I'll have to see what I'll do with that. But it brought a lot of interesting things to talk about and think about in my playing and practicing, because because of the corona, I've been having a really sedentary lifestyle, and sedentary lifestyle in a way that I haven't really been doing any kinds of outdoor activities, or even like the basic gigging and carrying some heavy music stuff and stuff like that, or any kind of outdoor activities now that it's a really cold winter going on here in Finland. So don't haven't really gone outside for a long time and been just practicing. I do enjoy spending my days just playing different stuff and jamming and been doing all of these things with my technique nowadays, and the four finger technique going on, and starting this podcast and YouTube videos and stuff like that. So it hasn't been a problem being really sedentary, but my playing position probably has to be one of the only things that's been like especially happening differently in recent times. So gotta say, I would probably go blaming my practicing position sitting down on the back. Like, it's probably because of my practicing habits nowadays, because I haven't been really doing anything else. Obviously should start doing some exercise. Yeah, woke me really up to that. Gotta do at least some stretching. Probably gotta hit the gym soon, but a little bit of a scared of the corona. But anyways, so got this thing going on. Probably gonna need to start changing something, because I don't wanna get any more of these. So really started thinking that about a year ago, when the corona started, and we all went into had to stay home for school and stuff like that, I really started then I really thought about that I probably should change my office chair that I usually sit on to be as upright as possible. To pretty much, it's forcing me to sit with my back straight. I did that from like March to until the start of summer, when the school ended. I did that, and that was probably a pretty good call at that point. But then I tried out in playing terms. I was trying out having the bass in a more classical guitar type of sitting situation, where it's leaning on my left leg and, between my legs, and in a really upright position without the strap usually. And I stopped doing that position mostly because I really started to think about that it's gonna start affecting my playing, because I've been really conscious about the fact that a lot of cool stuff I can't play standing up, because as a naturally lazy person that I am, I never used to spend time standing up with my instrument, and obviously I do 99.9% of my gigging standing up. So I really wanted to at that point I still didn't want to start practicing standing up even some part of the day. I don't know why, I just didn't wanna kind of do it, didn't even think about it. But I did change my idea to have the strap a little bit lower, and to start sitting and practicing in a way that the bass isn't against isn't laying on my leg at all. So it's hovering at least a little bit over my leg, either one of the legs, depending on the position. That's been doing good. Been really happy about that from summer and last fall, and now we're here. And gotta say, during like the change of the year time, so about 2 months or a little bit over a month now, I really started to think that my position seems to be kind of slouching down. I have been slowly in my daily routines been, when I'm playing, going like slouching over my base, which is an awful habit because I changed my playing position to be more reliant on the base being on the weight on it, on my shoulders, on the strap. It's been pulling me down when I concentrate on practicing and playing and stuff like that. So I think for quite a while now, when my practice times throughout the day have been going up from the corona situation, practice times have been going up, but I didn't, after summer, I didn't take care of my posture anymore. I don't know why, kind of probably just forgot about the whole thing, which is awkward to say the least. So at least a little bit until I get a doctor's appointment and stuff like that, I'm gonna little bit blame my back problems on probably that I have been, and I know it, that I have been slouching for a while now probably, and it's been slowly accumulating upon my shoulders, and I've been you might understand me if I say been going like double layer on the base between me as I curl up around it. I have woken up from that position many times while practicing. I've woken up to the real world and understood that, oh shit, I'm folded over the base practicing some ideas or anything like that. So for the last couple of days, wanted to slowly come back to the instrument. I know, I'm probably sounding a little bit dramatic right now. It's been like 4 days when I hurt my back, and I'm already pretty much practicing, but I still want to share my ideas from the last few days and coming back to the instrument. And obviously, because I want this podcast is in a way like a blog, a diary type of a situation from weekly basis, so I will talk about this stuff if I find out more, if it develops into some direction, if I need to start doing some things differently, if I need to start doing some things differently, so that you listener can get a closer look into the process of how I deal with the bass in all its aspects weekly. But anyway, so first of all, my first idea is to get my back straight. So really haven't been moving the chair from its most upright position, even though it can go all the way back. Been adjusting it. I have trouble with this chair. It's the back cushion is blocking my arm on the 12th fret to like the higher areas of the neck from really finding. I had this problem of really getting my hand to fit and to sit straight in this particular chair. That was annoying me yesterday. But yeah, gotta get my back straight. Also, it's gonna be really hard. I already know it because I'm such a lazy person in my mind, but anyways, I have to start practicing standing up, because I can dream about very expensive gamer office chairs all I want, but I think the most healthy thing in a daily office type of work like this would be to keep myself moving and changing my position. So instead of buying cool chairs that fold me into amazing ergonomic positions and all that, I should probably just start doing things like like doing 50-50 base workouts, standing up, sitting down, probably at least. Doing an hour sitting down, doing an hour standing up, or any kind of variation on that, like 50-50 probably. That would be the most healthiest. It's awkward. This is my life. I play the bass every day, and I still feel conscious that neighbors might see me through the window standing up, playing bass, staring at something on my desk, or just jamming around, even though I do it on stage in front of hundreds of people, and still being here in my home practicing makes me feel conscious. So that's kind of silly, but I would guess it would be a pretty natural kind of reaction to this type of stuff. I don't think, and yeah, I live in the first floor, so I feel like the neighboring house is looking at all over my practice area. I think maybe the situation would be different if I lived higher up on a big apartment building or something like that, maybe, because it feels like not as many people can see you. But yeah, I couldn't really do it today. Did a small part of my practice today, tried standing up, and it obviously felt fine, and it really refines the techniques and the feeling, because it's always a little bit different from sitting down. So I should do it more. It would be so healthy for my playing and for my health to do some practicing standing up. And I encourage anyone listening to try to start playing more standing up, and I mean practicing, because I don't think a lot of people can confidently say that they don't need to stand up on gigs. Obviously, I could sit down on a lot of gigs if I wanted, but then again, doing high energy pop gigs would probably kind of annoying if I were there to sit around while people try to party. Anyways, didn't really succeed in that thing, but gonna try to bring it to my practice routine, my daily routine in some way. And I wanna talk about it more probably later on and see, maybe analyze, in quotation marks, analyze some results on my playing, because to this point I haven't practiced standing up pretty much at all. So if I feel a big change in my playing, you will probably hear it here on the podcast, maybe even on if you hear my playing in some capacity. Might even if anyone is actually following me and this podcast, if I ever do a podcast standing up, that's gonna be a big moment, but not yet, no way. But yeah, so back straight, standing up. More on the having my back straight thing. So today settled on, I usually keep my bass pretty much facing the same way as I am. So if I'm looking straight ahead, the bass strings are straight ahead. I don't know if this is probably gonna be a little bit difficult to visualize through this podcast, but I'm gonna try my hardest. So the bass is very in a 90 degree angle compared to myself. So I did that before, but and obviously with like the more classical style of holding the bass, not the more poppy style of having it on the right leg and then, you know, in a more vertical, more horizontal position. But that seems to kind of I usually play like that, but it seems kind of to my left wrist is always in an angle when I sit like that, and I always thought if that's gonna bring some problems. And with the Dingwall, there is a problem with the check position, because it's where it's on the side of the instrument, like most of the other checks, not on the front but on the side, but it's facing more upwards. If you go look at the Dingwall NG basses, you'll see that it's been it has this little ledge, so it faces more upwards, so it will go easier to the straighter to through the strap and then onwards. But that placement is kind of awkward in the classical position with my strap height that I think is right for me, because I don't keep it the highest that I can, not in the most jazziest height I can think of. So what I did before was kind of awkward in both ways when keeping my back straight and thinking about the ergonomics thing. So today been really trying out that my bass is now rotated, so it's more, the headstock is facing more in the same direction as I am. It's more on the bass body is more on my right side, and my left hand is almost straight in front of me when I'm like at the 3rd fret. So being doing that feels pretty okay for the playing thing. I think it's more ergonomic. My right hand is more on my side. My left hand is going forward, and I can, at least in some things, I can play more straight wristed on my left hand. And I know this is not big news. This is nothing revolutionary. I just was surprised that I found this position so comfortable today. And that was a great feeling, at least for now. Trying it out for now, maybe change it next week. But I think there's problems with the way I've been sitting, so maybe this is going to the right direction now. Don't know. Seems to be working. I can play things about as well as before. I'm still having pain in my lower back from just the passive sitting, but I'm still healing from the whole thing. So that's I think, to be expected right now. But yeah, big awful things going on right now. Like, obviously a little bit scary, but it's always a boost in morale to get things going in a good direction, and finding these new things, and there's some good in the bad, having to realize that I need to think about how I practice more. I need to think about the whole thing so I don't at least get any more broken. That would be cool to like actually get my playing position in such a right way that I don't have really any more accidents for the rest of my career. Wouldn't that be like the coolest thing ever? So maybe there's some cool stuff like that arriving from this all. But yeah, tough week. I'm also glad that, because I've been doing a lot of work lately, that having to take a couple of days off from the instrument doesn't really bother me that much. Like, it's good to feel that I can take at least a couple of days off without having to feel too bad. And I could and can take a couple of days more probably if I need, and then. But it feels good to get back to work a little bit tomorrow. Something same, something more. We'll see. Gonna be talking about the whole ergonomics thing with my students. But so if they have anything they wanna ask about, it's gonna be a good topic for this week at least. And obviously I encourage my students to ask me if they have any kind of wonderings or feel any kind of weird pains while they do their own practicing, so we can think about those. And I think we've been doing that with a couple of them on the regular, been correcting their bass playing positions so that they, in any part of their career, would not be getting these kinds of problems. And I am grateful for the Dingwall for it being a pretty damn light 6-string. And that's probably helping me a lot too. But now just bragging about gear, all the good stuff. Yeah, a little bit on the practicing side of things, in a way that obviously this again broke my practice routine for the second cycle, you could say. But I can't really be mad at that because I was sick, couldn't really do it, and not gonna be able to like. I already did some of the things that was scheduled for today. Probably gonna do the rest of the week normally now that I had like 3 days off. Not gonna have Sunday off completely probably, but gonna try to do a good rest of the week and then start the cycle anew next week. And maybe the next 2 weeks will be the ones when I do the whole thing with honor throughout, and we'll just have to see about that. Also, gonna do a little teaser here about, I hope that at least next week gonna have a new cover video going on YouTube. It's gonna be a fun, fusiony, jazzy, disco-y type of a song. Not gonna spoil any more, but I hope anyone listening and following will be able to see what I've been trying to achieve with the 4-finger things I've been talking about. Gonna do a little bit of a song concentrating on that. Not the original one didn't have that, but I've been doing my own twist on it with the technique things. That's gonna be, I hope, next week. I did wanna do it this week, but yeah, the back pushed it. My back pushed it back, and gonna try to do it next week. So probably gonna have it talking about it on the next podcast. I hope, about the technique, and to have a video reference or something like that. I think would be pretty cool for a change. Yeah, I had a big talk about my back here. A little bit of a single-minded idea this week for the podcast. Didn't really do playing. Probably for the good. Had my bass here, but just sitting and talking is still kind of straining on my back. So while I am arriving at the 40 minutes or something like that, or 30 minutes or something like that, gonna probably close it off for this week. And next week I hope I'll be talking about the new cover video, and maybe some other things I've been practicing and thinking about, and we'll do a checkup on my ergonomics and my back situation, which is hopefully by early next week's gonna be fully healed, and I'll be really into my standing up practicing and finding new techniques and new enlightenments with the instrument. But yeah, thanks for now for listening. If you liked it, follow. There's more stuff like this. I hope music related stuff coming again. Hopefully not back pain. But yeah, I'm Severi Lehtimäki. I've been your host on the Bass Solo podcast. I hope you enjoy it. You can find me with my name on YouTube and Spotify. So have fun playing bass or any instrument, playing music, and I'll talk to you guys next week.